Hello, this is Richard. This is episode 2 of the Older and Wiser podcast. With me today is, the same guest as we had on the last episode, my friend Doug X.
It's Doug X, just the letter X. You can find me at dougxcomedy.com.
Yep, so you should check him out. I think his shit's pretty funny. We've been doing a number of shows together now. And in fact, you can check out, it looks like he may be doing a reoccurring show, hopefully, called the Theater School Rejects. We've done 3 shows now.
3 shows.
With that, with you producing them. Yeah. 2 of them in Flappers, and then on the 17th, we were in Orange County in Tustin.
Behind the orange curtain.
Yeah, behind the orange curtain.
In a high-quality theater where the microphone stopped working halfway through the fucking show.
It was fun, though. Like, I'll be honest, man. I had so much fun with that mic going out.
You were the Fonz.
I was the Fonz.
I'm in the back where you can't see me. I'm like,
yeah.
The fuck? And I'm like talking to the guy, Chris. The microphone's not working. What are we gonna do? He's like, tell him to slap it. Really? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, Richard, slap the microphone from the back.
Right. And I thought you said to stop using it. Like I heard, when you said slap, I thought you said stop. I'm like, okay, so I was going to put it up. No, slap it. And like I think you had to say it again because I'm like, what?
Well, because I'm trying to gesture. I don't want to tell the audience, so I'm like gesturing, like slap it, because that's the fucking guy who only told me.
and then I did it, and the mic worked. I was like, that's beautiful. That is fantastic. Like it's my first real life Fonzie moment, and so I got I got the performance from you. I'm going to post it on the 20th.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I watched it, and it was funny. I thought it was good work, but like the improvisation with the mic just is hilarious, and so I had to post it just because of that. And it's interesting work because like I had talked to you about bringing something a little different, switching it up a little bit. And then the stuff I was going to put in, I took out and restructured it. And then when I did the show, the old shit went right back into it. Like, I just slipped into it like 75% through the first bit. Like, I structured it to be 2 different bits. Since I was doing 10 minutes, I took a 5-minute and a 5-minute, and I was blending them together. And then, as I was getting to the end of the first 5-minute bit, I just drifted. And and once I did, I was like, there's no turning back. Like, you just need to own it. And, like, the material it's rough. And part of me, like, I've been doing this long enough now that when I really shock or upset the crowd, it kind of fills me with a weird sense of joy. Because I'm like, oh yeah, I just offended some people. Now I'm going to reel them back in. And
on that note, my friend Andrew, who came to see the show, he's a lawyer, and he got over throat cancer about 1.5 years ago.
Oh,
yeah, he was not happy with your set.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted to he's a really mild-mannered guy, but he was told me he wanted to stand up and go, you don't know shit about cancer. It's a lot worse than fucking dieting.
Which he's not wrong. I mean, but that's why I make a joke out of it.
No, I know. I try to explain that to him.
What is that the Burbank Police? All right, so we're back after a short break. So we're recording this in the very glamorous Burbank, and I don't know, we're a little crazy because we're podcasting out in the cold when it's so like cold. In the mid 40s, which is super ass cold for LA. But we thought the Burbank Police Department was rolling up. We heard noises, and I don't know. They're like, stop podcasting, but it wasn't about us.
It's a political protest.
Yeah, we're continuing the march. just two random men.
Past podcast.
So I wanted to ask a question because you, your day job is working as a lawyer.
Yeah.
Do you think working as a lawyer helps your comedy? I mean, you argue for a living.
Yeah.
And so I think it's interesting because I think you're probably very. I mean, I don't know. You've mentioned before about you don't get heckled a lot, but I just imagine that you're really quick on your feet and that you think quickly. So I imagine you'd be good at handling hecklers or thinking on the spot. So I'm kind of curious about how, if you think your experience as a lawyer helps your comedy.
I don't know. I think it's more. You have certain things you're good at.
Sure.
And people drift towards the things they're good at.
Yeah.
At least. Well, I mean, there's also the opposite. You do things you're not good at. You do things you enjoy. But feeling good about public speaking, can lead you to trying to be a lawyer, or at least a criminal lawyer you're going to be trial, and can also lead you to trying to do comedy and thinking you can be good at comedy. So it's more not necessarily that one informs the other, although they do, because practice is practice.
Right.
But more that being the person I am leads me to both fields.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was curious about it because, I started teaching this last year, which, I mean, frankly, I'm kind of over it. But
I'm sure your students are thrilled to hear that.
Yeah. Well, they're this tall, so I don't think they're going to remember. I'll be a distant memory in 6 months.
Yeah, on the radio gesturing and saying this tall.
I know, right? That's no context. Well, they, right? It's so ambiguous. It's they could be 2 feet tall. It could be 6 feet tall. Yeah, that's a solid point. They're little.
Nothing like gesturing.
Right, nothing like gesturing for an audio medium. But I mean, what I noticed is that I think I've gotten better on stage because of the teaching, because I constantly have to be thinking, because situationally, the environment is constantly changing.
Right.
It's constantly changing according to what we're doing in class or who's acting up or not acting up, and then I need to come up with responses to things because it never goes according to plan.
No, like I said, practice is practice. They inform each other. But I meant more it's not so much I was bad at something and got good at it by being a lawyer, and then that carries to comedy, or I was bad at something and carries to comedy. They can sharpen it, but it's more the underlying skills that kind of leads you to both.
Right, your skill set leads you to be successful in both, because you're a good public speaker, which makes you a good lawyer. Since you're a good public speaker, it also makes you good at comedy.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense.
I didn't, and I mean there might be different people, but I didn't feel law school really transformed me.
Yeah.
I loved arguing and was good at it before I went to law school. Probably got better from the practice, but
sure.
It's not so much. And I think a lot of people aren't necessarily good at arguing because they went to law school. They go to law school because they're good at arguing.
Right.
Now, certainly you get classes and you learn and you get better.
Absolutely.
But it's not like boot camp where you go to boot camp and everybody's out of shape and then you all come out in shape and all it's nice. But even then, it wasn't like people all went to boot camp who didn't know how to shoot. Half the people in the South have been shooting their whole life, whereas me, I'd never shot a gun in my whole life when I went to boot camp. So,
Absolutely, yeah. In Anthony Jeselnik in the Netflix special he did, which is brilliant. If anyone just needs comedy to watch, I recommend it. His special Thoughts and Prayers. But he mentions that he doesn't tell dark jokes because he's a comedian. He's a comedian because he tells dark jokes. He says fucked up things, and he's like, well, where can I say fucked up things and make money doing it? Comedy. And so he steered himself in, he kind of went in that direction. So that does make sense.
Well, I used to hang out in coffee shops when I was got stationed out here. I was 22, 23, and I would offend all the liberals. And I'm super liberal, but I would offend all the fucking sensitive California liberals. And and I would take joy in it. Like a girl was like, really annoying girl, and she's like, I tried to commit suicide about 6 months ago, and I was like, well, at first you don't succeed.
Don't give up on your dream. You too can achieve greatness. I love it.
And so I wasn't well liked, but my theory that I talked about on stage about thinking that girls are looking for guys who think they're smarter than they are, but they're actually smarter than him, and they can manipulate them. I've been saying that for 20 years, and all I get is shut the fuck up, Doug.
Right.
But I said on stage for the first time about a month ago, and I fucking destroyed.
Yeah. That's pretty funny, right? Because like it doesn't work. It's the kind of thing that doesn't work in real life, but like outside, it works brilliantly.
Well, it's not a joke. I believe that. I believe the fuck out of that. That is what a girl is looking for. But I'm not going to go into that. I'm just saying that these are not jokes. These are my theories of life.
Well, that's one thing. The things I love about comedy is that, like, I mean, like for most of us, it comes from a place of truth. I mean, we'll embellish things and stuff like that, but ultimately, a lot of it comes from a place of truth, and it says a lot about our personalities and who we are. Like, it's very authentic to the person. At least, I think like the comedians that I really enjoy, it comes off as very authentic, and that like these crazy messed up things that they say and they think are just part of who they are, and it's just funny because they just have a different perspective on the world. Like I enjoy watching your sets because I just think your perspective on the world is pretty funny. and I mean that's your real opinion and your real position on it.
That's my real position and opinion. Like, and I'm just wondering what the fuck is wrong with everybody else, but they don't see it.
Holy shit, right? I've been thinking about something lately, and we'll wrap this up quickly. But like I've been thinking this idea about just when shit started to go wrong. So like that the whole idea about like these things are all fucked up, and why doesn't everyone see it? Like there's stuff that's just like etiquette and protocols over. Like blinkers are now optionary. Like people don't use blinkers anymore. Like people don't, like when you hold the door for someone, people don't say thank you. And it's like this stuff, like how can you all not see like social structure breaking down? Or maybe they do and they just don't care.
Well, I think that's actually a really good point. I think people don't see a larger pattern. They see what's in front of them and don't connect it to anything larger.
Right.
And part of that's education. Part of that's just, American society. We're not deep thinkers. No, we're not. But, there's just... But America's always had a reputation as a very practical country. We've always been very proud of that. We focus on getting things done. We're not introspective. And I think that there's a lot to be said about most people in America are not introspective.
It's true, which drives some of the rest of us crazy. But you're right. I mean, some of the America's a very practical place where it's just shit just gets done. We just take care of business. And
that was a reputation that we had for a certain time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, now we've got reputation.
Now we're not introspective. We're not thinkers, and we don't get shit done. We're the trifecta of fuck up.
I read a study that I think was from like 2015 where we were like ranked 17th in education and ranked like 2nd in confidence. And it just means we're really confident about not knowing shit, about not knowing anything.
People are like, America's the best country. We're number one. And I'm like, by what criteria?
Right. How are
Infant mortality? Because we're not. We do not have the lowest infant mortality in the world. We're not the most educated country in the world. And as far as democracies go, by a recent study, we came behind Brazil as far as election integrity.
Yes, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Forget that we came behind all the countries in Europe, all the first world countries. We came behind Brazil.
Yeah. Where you can't go there without getting without being robbed.
No, Brazil, you can just buy the presidency. If you just put down $5 million, they just suspend the election, they give it to you. That's not
Nice.
true. That's not true.
But it sounded good, though, right?
I think that's it. So
It's not true, but it just sounded good.
you
I'll
can
buy
find
in.
other lines like this at DougXComedy.com.
You can find me, richardolder.com. Also, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at rkolder. Then again, if you're listening to this at a chance, you already know that. So have a good time. Try to enjoy life. Try to survive 2018. Peace out.